Here now, Daniel Turner, Power the Future Executive Director. Daniel, always great to see you. And I think that Madison really set us up nicely there. Essentially, this is a court order. So the Biden administration, at least for now, has to go along with it. And they're saying, well, if you're going to force us to go along with it, we're going to make sure that you pay more for these leases as well, to the tune of 6.25%. That's not going to incentivize people to, or big oil to want to drill on these particular leases. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and the oil companies aren't going to pay this higher price. They're just going to pass the cost on to consumer. So all of these things can really make us deduce one thing. When Joe Biden says he's doing everything in his power to bring down the price of oil and gas, basically he's lying, right? And we're playing these gimmicky games. Look, Jackie, it's very similar to the last segment that you just ran on immigration. The administration knows what the problem is, but they don't care. They don't care that American people are suffering. They don't care that prices are driving a 40-year inflation. They don't care that there's pain in the pump. This is their agenda, and they are not going to deviate from it. Even if a judge orders a change in their policies, they're going to drag it out for 15 months while the American people suffer. So we just have to question, why does the president want to inflict this pain on the American people? It's something I've never seen before, and I've been doing this a long time.
And it's interesting because, while they're fighting this in court, if you just read the headline and don't necessarily dig into this, and you're an average American or consumer, you might think, oh, here's the Biden administration changing its policy, at least trying to do something or reverse one of the decisions that it made when it came into office. But that's not exactly at all what is happening here. As a matter of fact, with respect to how Jen Psaki explained it, the administration is really digging its heels in here, saying we are not going to greenlight pipelines. We don't want you drilling on this federal land, even if the courts say that we have to grant those leases, and essentially saying that we don't care if American consumers are paying more, if other countries, nefarious countries, bad actors on the global stage are making more money as a result of the pain that we're feeling at the pump. And really, to me, it comes down to two ways of looking at what energy independence means, right? President Trump thought it meant us pumping here, producing for our needs, being able to export, being the world's top producer. To this administration, energy independence means no more fossil fuels, green energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not there yet, right? We're not at the point of having this green revolution. We may be one day in the future. Who knows? But we are not there yet. And proof of that is the fact that the administration is going around the world begging for oil. So we're comfortable with getting oil from the Saudis, from the Venezuelans, from Russia, in fact, Iran. But we're not comfortable with allowing American oil and gas companies to produce more here. And this idea that, well, we don't want to allow oil and gas because we want renewable technology. Look, I'm going to buy a 32 long suit, and I'm going to hope one day I'm going to fit into it. But between now and then, I got to do an awful lot of things, right? And that's the way the administration has to start looking at oil and gas prices. You can say, well, we want to run on wind and solar, but we don't. We don't. And in the process, American people, American jobs, the American economy is suffering tremendously, and the Biden administration could absolutely care less. That's why they announced this on Good Friday at 5 o'clock. And if you were not at Good Friday services, you were in Passover services. The administration wants to do this in the dark. They don't want people to know what they're doing, and they're going to just continue this blame game, blaming the oil companies, blaming Putin, when all they need to do is look in a damn mirror.
5 o'clock on Friday of a holiday weekend is a good time to bury an announcement. Daniel, always great to see you. Thanks so much for your insight.
Thanks, Jackie.